This company had a bizarre rule: employees had to push a millstone in a sealed room for 8 hours daily. Even when their legs trembled from exhaustion, they didn't dare slack off. Failing to complete the task could result in a lethal injection. And even those who finished couldn't be the last one to complete it, or they'd face the same fate. The daily wage was just a sandwich and a bottle of water. The man was furious when he learned about this. He had come to interview for an executive assistant position, yet somehow ended up locked in this place. Just then, a screen on the wall lit up, instructing him to push the wooden millstone 50 rotations today or be fired. The man was actually delighted. He'd been wanting to leave this terrible company anyway. At that moment, a colleague from next door warned him to complete the task obediently, or the consequences would be unimaginable. The man thought, what's the worst that could happen? Getting fired? But when he heard the blood-curdling screams from nearby, he finally understood what firing really meant. He rushed to the millstone, surprised by its incredible weight. Despite using all his strength, it wouldn't budge an inch. He shook out his arms and rolled up his sleeves, finding it hard to believe that his 440-pound frame couldn't move a simple millstone. Yet it remained immovable as a mountain. With the deadline approaching, he summoned every ounce of strength and finally got it to move. The challenge wasn't over. He still needed to complete all 50 rotations to finish the task. As a reward for the first rotation, the system gave him a special alcoholic drink, and so the man officially became an employee of the company. As days passed, he became increasingly skilled, eventually completing double his assigned workload. Little did he know that this very behavior would later bring catastrophic disaster to his colleagues. As a reward for exceeding expectations, he received twice the food and water as others. Many nights, he heard the screams of colleagues who couldn't meet their basic quotas, preventing him from ever sleeping soundly. Despite pushing the millstone for over 6 months, his weight hadn't changed at all. That was the least of his concerns. When a colleague learned that the man's daily quota was 100 rotations, he was shocked, thinking, this guy must be specially recruited by the company. If he continued pushing at this rate, disaster would follow. Once the company realized employees could handle far more than 50 rotations, they might increase everyone's workload. The colleague quickly advised him to just exceed the basic quota by a small amount, enough to avoid being last. Most importantly, he warned against revealing his daily quota to others, as they would push just a little more to ensure he finished last. The man understood this reality, but thoughts of his pregnant wife at home filled him with motivation. He broke his own record again, completing 150 rotations. Just then, someone knocked on his door.